No.
All right, so apparently y'all couldn't hear anything I was saying. All right, let's see if we can start here again in a second. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, see. Now go to the slides real quick.
Okay, guys. Third time's a charm, right? All right, ready. So, not sure what y'all missed, but we will get started again. So, I'm Hannah. We're going to talk about strategic marketing. I'll introduce you to Peyton here in a second. So, Ugly Mug Marketing. We're having a concert. Not really, just for this presentation. Let's say we are having a concert in downtown Alexandria. So, if we have signage up around town telling you about the concert, that's marketing. If we go onto a local news station and say, hey, we're having a concert, you should come, that's publicity. And then if the artist or the singer that is going to be at the concert goes on their own social media page or whatever that might be, that's public relations. And then let's say once they get to the concert, we shall sell them a really awesome Ugly Mug shirt. That would be upselling. So once they're already there, we're getting them to spend more money. And then if you planned the whole thing, if you put all those little pieces together, that's marketing. So marketing is the ability to attract and keep a customer. So the keep part is something that so many people forget about. The attract is what most people really hone in on. So we're going to discuss the importance of having both attract and keep in your marketing plan and making it strategic. So again, my name's Hannah. This is me in Glacier National Park at Lake McDonald. If you haven't ever been there before, I highly, highly recommend it. Like, doesn't that look photoshopped? And this is Peyton.
Hi, so this is me at the Grand Canyon. I actually went on a trip with my grandparents last May, so it was super fun. We went all the way in the RV and all the way up and all the way back down, and it was a really good time.
Yeah, so I'm the marketing manager, and Peyton is our marketing coordinator, and we are glad you're here. Thanks for being here. So we are going to go over, we read this book maybe 2 or 3 years ago together as a team, and it just perfectly aligns with what we want to talk about today. So it explains that there is basically 3 sections of a marketing plan, and we're going to go over those sections. So by the way, if you want a copy of this, you can comment below. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, tell us whatever you want. Just comment below if you want to get a free copy or be entered for a chance to win a free copy of this book. So the way that the marketing plan actually works is how you saw it there in a second ago is there's like 3 sections. So before, after, and during. So before means they're a prospect. They are not a customer. So someone maybe brand new. During means they're a lead, so they're interested. Maybe we've had a meeting with them. They have received a proposal from us, but they have not signed that contract. We have not exchanged money yet. And then after means they are actually a customer. They've signed that contract. We are exchanging money for our services. So before, after, during. All of those things are what we are going to dive super deep into during this webinar. So that is specifically from the one-page marketing plan. But something that we like to teach here at Ugly Mug is natural progression. And the cool part is those overlap perfectly. So how natural progression works is stranger, friend, customer, evangelist. So let's say we're going to try to tell you about this concert that we are hosting downtown. So if you do not know who Ugly Mug Marketing is, you've never heard that name, you don't know anything about us, then you're a stranger. And then maybe you're a friend of Ugly Mug. You've never actually become a customer. You never exchanged money with us. But let's say you go to Tam Grind across the street all the time. So you see us across the street and you're like, hey, I recognize that name, or you know a friend that has been a customer of ours, whatever that might be. So stranger, friend, and then customer means like you are an active customer client of ours. We've exchanged money, signed that proposal, and we are constantly in communication. And then evangelist means that you are going around town and you are telling everybody about Ugly Mug. So me personally, I was a complete stranger to Glacier National Park, and then I became a friend of Glacier National Park because I was following them on social media, all the things. I'm like, I want to go there. Then I became a customer because I went to Glacier National Park. And then now I'm an evangelist because here I am talking to you about it on a webinar. And then also, I didn't even plan this, but y'all look. I mean, I have Glacier stuff all over the place. So what's cool is, okay, so I'm an evangelist. So my friends, when I tell them about Glacier National Park, they immediately skip over the stranger phase and go straight to a friend. Because if I am telling my friend, let's say I'm telling my friend Lindsay, she followed me on social media, she saw me go to Glacier, and then when I got back, I told her all the good things about it and showed her my pictures and all the things. She immediately becomes a friend. So she completely skips over that stranger phase and immediately becomes a friend. So before is stranger friend, during is customer, and evangelist is after. So you're not making any money in the stranger or the friend sections. You start making money with customers and evangelist. All right, so let's talk about target marketing. So I'm going to just go ahead and go on with the analogy of Glacier National Park. As you can tell, I'm passionate about that. Let's go through a customer avatar and what that would look like. So if I was doing the marketing for Glacier National Park, or maybe more specifically, Whitefish, Montana, that's the little town that we stayed at, highly recommended as well. Who would my target market be? So by the way, if you want a copy of this customer avatar for you to actually fill out yourself, we're going to post a link here in just a second. Might already be there, not positive. But it will have it there for you in just a second, and you can fill that out and get a copy of this customer avatar so that you can fill it out for your specific customers, clients, whatever that might be. So back to Glacier National Park. So if I am trying to get people to come to Whitefish, Montana, what does that ideal customer client look like? So that customer's goals are to travel. They value time outdoor, nature, their age. So they're not going to be in their 90s. I mean, heck, maybe they are. By the way, when we biked to the top of, not even the top, going to the Sun Road, like, it was a struggle because, I mean, you're biking up a mountain. And when we got to the top, we were like taking a break, and this like older gentleman drives up, and y'all, I swear he's probably in his 80s or 90s, and he biked it. It was like, yeah, I bike this all the time. So maybe you are 90, I don't know, but typically an age of someone going to Whitefish, Montana, or maybe, 30s, 50s. Let's just narrow it down. Gender, male or female. Marital status doesn't necessarily matter. Age of children. You're typically not going to bring a newborn hiking. Maybe you are, I don't know. But maybe you have some younger kids that can go hiking with you. Location. I mean, technically your client could live anywhere, but more than likely they're already in the United States. And occupation, it's not a super expensive place to go, but it's also not super cheap. So maybe they have an occupation that's somewhere in the mid-range. Challenges and pain points. Okay, well, I'll just use myself as an example. Challenges is I live in Louisiana where it's hot and it's going to be up to 93 degrees today. And so I want to get away to where the weather's gorgeous, and also we don't have any mountains here. So I want to see beautiful scenery. So that could be a challenge or a pain point. Where do they get their information? I am kind of an anomaly because I'm very much a city girl, but I happen to like going outdoors. So this might not necessarily be accurate for me, but it would be totally accurate for my coworker, Mara. So I'm going to switch gears here for a second so it's a little bit more, makes more sense. Where did they get their information? Books. Maybe they are following a blog about national parks. They're reading magazines about national parks, so on and so forth. Job title, again, is not super specific in this aspect, but again, you want to have someone that can afford the trip, but they're not millionaires, because if they're millionaires, they're taking a plane and jet setting to Bora Bora or somewhere like that. And then objections or roll. So my objection to that sale could be, airfare is really expensive right now. I could drive, but I'm probably not going to because it's like a 24-hour trip, something to that effect. And then roll in the process. So for me, if me and my husband are going, I would be the decision maker. I mean, obviously my husband would help as well, but I'm the person that typically books the trips and plans all the things. So I would be the decision maker, and obviously I would be consulting and talking with my husband. So there's all the things. All right, now we're going to speak about my message. My message is, what are you saying? So if you confuse, you lose. So what does that mean? I could be like, Glacier National Park, and it has all these things below it, but you need to be very specific. One ad, one objective. You should come to Glacier National Park or Whitefish, Montana for this reason. So if you're targeting someone in Arizona or Louisiana, talk about the weather and how beautiful it is, because that's something that people can connect with. So a lot of companies will do that. They're like, this is Glacier National Park. Here's our logo. We have bears. We have biking. We have whitewater rafting. We have this, and this. Here's a free quote. Do this. That is too overwhelming, and people aren't going to be able to latch on to something. So make it super narrow and kind of rein them in. Hey, they have beautiful weather. And then let them start digging and finding the other things. Because if it's too broad, they're not going to have something to click onto. Why should they care? Again, the weather. How do you get them to pay attention? So we recently, last month, we hosted an event for Louisiana Women in Agriculture. And what we had a bunch of speakers. I think it was like close to 12. So we asked each one of the individual speakers to send us a video of them telling us about what they're going to be speaking about so that we could share it on Louisiana Women in Ag's Facebook page. So this is Hannah Gamble, and she did an excellent job because she filmed her video on a horse because her topic was equestrian business. So she knows that her target audience is going to stop in their scroll when they see a horse. So immediately, heck, you can even see it from the screenshot without even watching the video. This lady knows horses. I should trust her. And then they'll actually watch the video and say, oh, that she's going to be at this event. I should go. So narrow it down, horses, and then that gives them something to latch onto. So people buy with emotion and justify with logic. So if you are a fellow Louisianian or an LSU alumni like myself, you know that Garth Brooks just recently came to Tiger Stadium. So if you saw on Facebook or wherever that Garth Brooks is going to be singing Calling Baton Rouge in Tiger Stadium, you're just like, all right, I'm getting my ticket. Because that is you buying with emotion. And then figuring out the logistics, where you're going to spend the night, who's going with you, what you're going to wear, all those other things, that is the logic. So emotion, I want to hear Garth Brooks singing Calling Baton Rouge in Tiger Stadium, purchase ticket, figure out the logistics later. So passing it over to Peyton, and she's going to talk to you a little bit more about helping you get specific and narrow it down. So here's Peyton, guys.
Hi. So just to go off a little bit of what Hannah said, so I'm just going to give you some quick examples. So say that I come up to you and I say, hey, there's an animal behind you. Well, that's super broad. So you're probably thinking in your head, like, well, what kind of animal? You really don't know which emotion to evoke, because that could mean like a small puppy that's completely harmless, or it could mean that there's a huge tiger that's going to attack you. So it's just not quite specific enough. So say that we're at the beach and we're in the ocean and I say, hey, there's a fish behind you. Well, yes, you know that it's a fish. That's a little more specific, but what kind of fish? Is it a little small harmless fish that's just going to swim right past you? Or is it a big dangerous fish and that you really need to swim away? So just not being quite specific enough. But imagine if I say there's a piranha behind you. So that would probably evoke a ton of emotion, you'd be super scared and you would immediately react. So that's just like a quick example of like how being super specific is what's going to get your clients to evoke emotion. Okay, so number 3 is the media. So it's super important to use the media that your target market consumes. So here are some of the marketing channels. So for example, if I was trying to market to, say, an older generation, my grandparents, I probably wouldn't do online advertising as much because grandparents typically aren't online as much and maybe not even on their phone. So I would probably have better luck if I did possibly a TV ad or a radio ad. And the same goes for if I'm trying to target teenagers. I probably wouldn't use radio ads or probably not even TV ads. I would stick to just online primarily, so social media advertising, because most teens are on social media these days. So here are some of the social media marketing platforms. So Facebook, it has like an age range of 25 to 34 and boomers. So Facebook's actually really good. It can help you market to a wide variety of audiences because they actually have, when you go in and do their ads, that you can tailor them to what specific audience that you want it to reach. So the next one down is YouTube. So YouTube's good for like short video ads that'll play before their video that they're originally trying to watch. And there's also discovery ads. So when they go type something in their search box that's similar to an ad that you have, it would pop up first as an ad. And the next down would be Instagram. So Instagram is more image-based, so it's good for like visual ads. And the next after that is Twitter. So Twitter is typically more of only text-only ads. It's not as much pictures or videos, although there are some. It's just more if you want text only. Okay, so the next one would be LinkedIn. So this one's more for professionals, more like business-to-business sales. It's very like a business-driven platform. So the next two are TikTok and Snapchat, and those are typically like the younger generation. So TikTok is more video-based ads, and Snapchat could be photo or video, but they're both good for engagement and brand awareness. So always remember that 1 is the most dangerous number. So you can have an ad, but if you're only letting that ad go active on, say, Facebook, it's not reaching its full potential. So remember to diversify yourself. Like, it's okay to test out different, maybe doing an Instagram ad, a Facebook ad, and just trying to test out to see which ad will run best on which platform. And Hannah's going to come back in to talk to you a little bit about lead capture.
All right, so just to recap, if we are looking at the one-page marketing plan, where did my paper go? All right, we don't know, but that's okay. Oh, found it. All right, so just to recap, we just went over sections 1, 2, and 3, the before prospect aspect of the one-page marketing plan. So now we are into group 4, which is my lead capture system here, lead capture for us, and we're going to go over leads, the during aspect. So people here at the office know that I'm a little bit of a nerd because I love Facebook lead gen ads, because to me, they convert well. And it's pretty straightforward in order the overall process of how that works. So for example, we had a client who has a very high ticketed price item. And so you're not going to just see one Facebook ad and be like, all right, yep, purchase that, move on. I mean, this item they sell is like upward of $10,000 or so. So what we did for them is we created lead gen ads because they need a whole funnel, a whole process in order to get them from a stranger to a customer. The I don't know, with death, I don't know, of that process and that funnel is going to be a lot higher than if we're selling, a $5 ticket item. So in order to create that lead gen funnel, we started running certain ads on Facebook. Initially, we were getting leads at $20 each. And then as you can see, it kept gradually decreasing. So from 20 to 14, 12, 10, so on and so forth. We got it down to 85 cents. So we were able to grow this client's funnel by, I don't even remember specifically, maybe over 2,000 emails. So then we started nurturing those emails, because just because we got their email list and added them to our newsletter did not make them a customer. It took them from a stranger to a friend. And then as far as that transition of from a friend to a customer, we had to nurture them. We had to send them emails, tell them about our services, give testimonials, pictures, all the different things. So how do you nurture this lead system? So Peyton's going to take it away from here.
Hi. Okay. So now that you have the lead, what do you do with it? So here at Ugly Mug, we strive to provide our clients with remarkable experiences. So this is actually a personalized gift box that we can put together for our clients, whether that be like as a thank you for working with us, for birthdays, or any type of special event. And something else that we do is we write handwritten cards, whether that be, thank you for helping us, letting us help you with your event, like happy anniversary, happy birthday, just whatever it may be. Congrats on your boosted sales. Congrats on, starting your marketing with us. And another thing that we do is personalized Oreos. So say we create you a logo, we can get those personalized on an Oreo for you. And this is just an example of the Ugly Mug logo on one of the personalized Oreos. Oh, and now I'm going to give it back to Hannah for perceived value.
All right, so what I want to talk to you all about is perceived value. What do I mean by that? So let's say you are trying to find a company to do social media marketing for you. And you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds like a great company to do social media marketing with. Let's say it's Ugly Mug. So you're interested in Ugly Mug. You're interested in doing Facebook and Instagram marketing with us. What you probably will do next is you go look at our Instagram page and our Facebook page. Let's say you go look at our Instagram page and our Facebook page, and we haven't posted in months. We only have 200 likes. Are you going to trust us? No, because the perceived value is like, are we doing what we say we're going to do? And that's how that rolls over. So if you say you're great at Instagram marketing, you need to have a good Instagram page. If you say that you offer these luxurious massages and your massages are very expensive, when I walk into your spa, I need to feel like I'm walking into a luxury spa. Or if you're going to buy a Maserati and you walk in and it's filthy in there and the person that's selling you the Maserati is in their workout clothes, it's not there. So if I'm going to purchase a Maserati, I wish, you want to be able to go in there and they're like, hi, Miss Broom, can I get you some coffee? Can I do this? Like, you expect the person selling it to you to be in a suit or dressly. So all of those things, even if you don't realize it, they all fall into place. So world-class experience.
Okay. So number 7 is world-class experience. So this is actually Ron Kaufman. So we actually have watched a lot of his videos as a team here at Ugly Mug. So he has what's called the 6 levels of service. So criminal being the lowest and unbelievable being the highest. And so just as an example to kind of tell you what that would mean or what that would look like. So say you go to Chick-fil-A and you order a meal. So you would expect that meal to come out at a timely manner. You would expect your order to be right, and you would expect it to be hot and fresh. So that's expected or basic. So say that you go to Chick-fil-A and you order your meal, and as you're walking out of the door, you drop your food, your drink spills everywhere, and the manager comes running up to you and they're like, oh my goodness, I hate this happened to you. Let me get you a new meal free of charge. That would be something that's surprising or unbelievable service, because that's not something that you would expect, and it's not something that they had to do. So that's just like a quick example of like how you can provide like what can you do to like take the next step and surprise your clients and provide them that unbelievable service that they're going to go and talk about and tell their friends about. So this is just a screenshot of one of his videos that we did watch as a team. He's very entertaining and he's very good to watch. He provides a lot of good, valuable information about customer service. So if you guys are interested in watching these clips, they are pretty old, but they have so much good information and I highly recommend them. Just let us know that you're interested in the comments and we'll send you a link so you can watch those. There are 12 parts and tons of good information. And next is the increased lifetime value, and I'm going to pass that back over to Hannah.
All right, so sorry, I forgot to clue y'all in, but the world-class experience is moving into the third section. So before, after, during, we're now in that during section. So they are a customer. So this kind of circles back to what Peyton was talking about earlier about nurturing a lead. So some of the things that she mentioned, yes, we can do them with prospects and people before they become a client, but we also utilize those once people actually become a client. So for example, like those cookies, those Oreos, like perhaps we created a new logo for a client. Well, we can put that new logo on an Oreo and send that to them because that's exciting. Who doesn't want to see their company logo on an Oreo? So let's talk about increasing a lifetime value. So remember at the beginning, I said the ability to attract and keep an existing customer. So why it is so important to focus on that keep side of things is because it is 5 times more expensive to attract a new customer versus selling to an existing customer. So the example I always like to use is Apple products. So I have an Apple cell phone, I have an Apple computer, I have Apple AirPods, have an Apple Watch, I have all the Apple things. So let's say tomorrow, Apple comes out with a new product, the likelihood of me purchasing that is a lot higher because I already have all these other things that Apple offers. I trust them. I know they work, all the things. Whereas if this brand new company that I've never heard of launches computers tomorrow, it's going to be a lot less likely that I purchase that. Or if I do purchase it, it's going to take a lot of repetition. Like Apple could probably show me one ad about their new product and I'll be interested. Whereas if it is a brand new company I've never heard about, like they're going to have to show me ads and market to me a whole lot more before I become a customer. So just in that example right there, you can see how much more expensive it is to get a new customer versus keep an existing customer. Let me read these stats because I'm going to mess them up if I try to say it. The success rate of selling to a customer you already have is 60 to 70%, while the success rate of selling to a new customer is 5 to 20%. So that reiterates what I just said. Then, I did not print out these stats apparently. So an existing customer is 50% more likely to purchase something from you, whereas a non-existing new customer is only 31% likely. So again, attract and keep. So what percentage of your marketing budget is allotted? Is it 50-50? I mean, I know most people are probably like 90-10. It needs to be level or even more money towards keeping your existing customers. So how can you increase overall lifetime value? So there's a few different things. Add on to a sale. So for example, if I'm going back to Apple, if I'm purchasing a computer, perhaps they could sell me a case for my computer or a case for my phone or whatever that looks like. Upselling would be I could get the base model, MacBook Air, or they could upsell me to a MacBook Pro or something that's more expensive in the same range. And then cross-selling would be kind of similar to like my watch and stuff, because my watch connects to my computer, which connects to my iPad. They all connect. So that's cross-selling. So how can you, or should you, orchestrate referrals? So the most important thing is you have to ask for referrals, provide tools. So one of my favorite things is I have a prayer journal that I use, and the company, whenever I had purchased that prayer journal, they sent me a graphic for me to share on my social media. So they made it easy for me. I just saved that photo, shared it on my social media, and it happened. Because if I had to take that picture on my own, the likelihood of me doing that is less. DoubleTree, they give you fresh cookies. Again, it just makes that conversation a little bit more natural. Like if somebody's eating a chocolate chip cookie over dinner one day and you're like, oh my gosh, have you had the chocolate chip cookies from the DoubleTree? Because they're the best. It just makes that naturally flow into conversations a little bit easier. And then what? Orchestrate referrals. So what's next? So again, stranger, friend, customer, evangelist. Make sure you are focusing on your customers so that they become evangelists, and you're not spending money trying to get strangers to become friends, because evangelists create friends, and that is a lot easier for them to become a customer. So knowing and not doing is the same thing. So knowing and not doing is the same thing as not knowing. So now you know what you should be doing, and now do it. That's how you get customers. So Peyton's going to talk to you a little bit more about that PDF I told you about.
Okay, so if you are interested, we are going to offer you a free marketing toolkit with some tips and tricks on how to up your marketing game. So if you're interested in that, you can just click the link below. And that is all of our presentation today. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we just enjoyed this. And if you have any additional questions or anything, you can just drop your comments below, or you can send us an email, just whatever you like to do. Bye. Thank y'all.
Bye, guys. Thanks.